Shading the mouth and the lips, okay? Typically, what's going to happen with the lips is the top lip is going to be darker than the bottom lip. Again, because if you look at the lips from, say, a side view, okay, like this, right? Here's your nose. Whoops, well, that's a big nose. The nose is up here. The light comes down like that. It hits the bottom lip here, but yet it doesn't get underneath that lip there. So that top lip is usually a little bit darker, and the lips aren't too difficult to do. I'm not worried about you putting in all the little creases in the lips. In fact, I would probably leave those out. You would need a super sharp pencil point and a steady hand if you wanted to do those and do those correctly. Then your center line is going to be nice and dark because there's a crease there, and plus it's the deepest spot. Goes inward right there. And then what you can do is maybe just slightly blur that, the top of that, you know, to kind of, again, create the illusion that it's curving under and or going inward, I should say. Then the bottom lip, it's going to have a little bit of shading at the bottom, and it could have a little bit of shading, just a little blurring as it comes out from in, and then even the corners might be slightly darker. Need to darken his lips in general, because as it curves around, because the face is curved, so these corners are actually pushing back. So perhaps a little bit darker in the corners. Not too much. And then a little bit of shading underneath. And you can kind of make it look, if you want to do some pencil strokes sort of going up like that, it might reinforce those creases in the lips. But again, don't get too carried away. But that's, you know, pretty much all there is to doing the lips. I mean, you can do some lines, but again, you have to be, you know, less is more if you want to do a few. And again, as you do them, okay, the left side, they're going to curve out like this. The center one's going to go straight down, and as you go on the right side, they're going to go like that. So if you want to just do a couple of faint, you know, lines here to kind of create that illusion of those creases, you know, that's what you can do. I would err on the side of caution. Now the girl is a little bit different because her mouth is open. Okay, but again, still the same thing. The top lip is darker, darker here, darker underneath, highlight down the center, right? But now the inside of her mouth. Don't draw lines, don't draw a line between the teeth here. Okay, you can shade that just slightly. So you want to draw the shape of the teeth right here. And you know, the little separation right here. I started to do that here. I did a quick little drawing. Okay, and then you can see her bottom teeth actually through there. Whoops, you can see her bottom teeth kind of coming through, and then it's very dark in the corners because again the teeth go into the mouth. They don't go straight across, they curve into the mouth, and so those corners are a little bit darker. And then you can kind of lightly shade over everything right there. Initially, we'll put those teeth in. And I didn't draw this real accurate, but you can do a little shading here. You know, you can create the illusion of those teeth in there, sort of like these abstract shapes, you know, something like that. Dark along this, the bottom of this. You can almost kind of see you can see part of her tongue maybe in there too. Goes around the tooth a little bit right here. And even the teeth, don't leave them perfectly white. You could even do, because they are inside the mouth, they're not in bright light, you can give them a slight shading. You don't want them, you're not going to be quite as white as the eyes. If you compare them to the eyes, you'll see what I'm talking about there. And then you can just do a slight sort of blurred line right there like that. This, I didn't really draw this, her teeth, real accurately. Maybe that comes up, maybe I darken that a little bit. And then you just have that little dark separation, you know, right there. And that's it, you know, to the teeth. And then obviously I didn't do the shading on the lips, but, you know, that would look different with the shading on the lips. So don't get too carried away with the lines between the teeth. And that's it for the mouth.